Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, with that out of our way, and next time, or let's say in 2 weeks, I will have a microphone, depending on how long it takes to get it delivered. But with that out of the way, we can actually start with the fun stuff. And for that, I'm just going to create E4, data mining, Twitch chats, WAMPs. Did I write that correctly? Yeah, I did. Let's move into that directory. And now we can create a new file here. Code. So what do we want to do? We do have this Twitch chat log npm package, which can easily be used from the CLI. I don't really know how to use it not from the CLI, but we can work around that with the help of, what's it called, shell.js, I think, which allows us essentially to execute command line commands via JavaScript. Sometimes really useful, for example, for something like this. Do they have anything on here that tells us how to use it, like as a module, programmatic usage, instead of the hardcore way of using it via CLI? We do have the bin, we do have a lib directory. Maybe is something exported from here? Search what? Let's keep it simple. So what we want to do is scraper.ts, and we need some npm packages. Npm is, first of all, I need to run npm init, right? Yep, name is good. This is also good. Description fine. Index.js. Maybe we should use a TypeScript starter project just to quickly set us up here instead of having to do everything from scratch. It does take, of course, some overhead to do so, but I think that's fine. We can live with that. So this is a starter that I've used in the past. Quite useful. It comes with Webpack. It asks you what you want to actually do with your package. And depending on that, creates a proper structure. So what do we want to do? We want to do data mining from or via Twitch chat. Let's write mining with data mining with a minus. So it is a Node.js application. We don't need a package description. That's fine. Oh, we need a mining. Need a description apparently. Data mining via Twitch chat created on stream. So we will use npm just for because it's easier to copy commands. We do want strict type checks. We not sure what this does. Probably some functional programming specific things. Editor config, C-spell we don't need, debug config is always nice, circle CI we don't need, and I think it just goes, yeah, it circles around, like so. Do the stuff for me, please. And in the meantime, we can maybe think about what we want to do. So one thing that I can show you immediately, yeah, let's install this here quickly, the Twitch chat log. And so we want to get the Twitch chat log of a specific video. Then, so this is notes.md. We are in episode 4. And for some reason there's a double. So we want to get the Twitch chat logs, scrape all, or yeah, get all links, and let's see, then write them to file. Write links to a file. Does that sound reasonable? Or should we include anything else? Data mining, Twitch chat. One thing that we could think about is of a list of videos, because then we're getting more into the fun stuff of actually scraping stuff, right? Instead of just, yeah, more like a web spider. The Google, what Google does essentially, getting a website, getting all the links on the website, and then going to those links and getting all the links again. This is kind of similar. So this part here, getting the Twitch chat, is very, very simple thanks to this Twitch chat log. Library that we have. So on the GitHub, we see that this is an example usage. There's my VS Code, yeah. So we can, because, so if we use yarn, or we can also use npx, then we can run it directly from our npm modules, node modules, which is great. So this one probably does not exist or does not have a chat. What we can do is maybe go to our last stream. Oh. Nobody wants repercussions here. Go to the last stream. How do I see the last stream? Can anybody give me the link to my to my last stream? I thought it should show up here usually, but apparently if you're streaming, it doesn't show up. Is it somewhere here? Yeah, it should be under videos or highlights, whichever you like more. Download app about, no. Ah, here we go. There we go. So yeah, the very, very good stream like that we started earlier. And here we go. Wait, what? Oh yeah, thank you, awesome. That's exactly the one that we want. So I think it's the right one, yeah. 245 at the end, right? And the npm package tells us that we can do this changelog chat log, and then the ID of the video, so just the part at the very end of the URL, and web apps. There all the lines that are written during the stream are visible. In particular, we see this HTTPS // that we can probably grab for and have a very high chance of getting the videos. So what we want to do is essentially run this command here. So we could do it in Bash, of course, but let's use TypeScript and JavaScript instead. Here's my Google, yep. Shell.js. That's essentially a Unix shell or Linux shell. But oh, I didn't know it also supports all the other operating systems, which is cool, Mac and Windows. And with that, we can essentially just run these kinds of CLI commands. So I'm going to install that. Does it have TypeScript definitions? Yes, it has. We do have to install them separately though. npm install. So in theory, we could split them, but since all of this is essentially a development project, I don't really care about splitting the packages in dev dependencies and actual dependencies. So we have shell.js now. So I hope we can just call that from here. At least not like this. SHX. Here we go. Shell.js. It should be import. So we have a require statement here, and that should be equivalent to shell equals, import from shell.js. I hope. Shell is declared but never used. Yeah, that's great. Shell dot. And there we go. So it has execute, it has remove, pwd, the current working directory, not sure p, present, not sure what p means, main directory, copy, as well as some others, echo, and so on. We can run, so execute essentially just runs on the shell directly. So we don't really need these, but and you could in theory just run this, then like file name, which would do exactly the same as if you just use remove and then the file name. But for descriptivity, it also makes sense to use the other one. Plus, it is probably more compatible, like if you do cross operating system stuff. Mac OS and Linux are very similar, so you probably won't run into problems there. But if you try to use, for example, just ls list all the files in Windows, you most likely get an error because it's called dir like directory. Nevertheless, we can do this and do this, and if we run the script now, okay, we should get exactly the same output. So I run this with with tsnode, which I have installed globally. Cd data mail. I didn't. I think I have to do move. Oh. Actually, I want to remove scraper.ts and jump into our TypeScript directory that we have. And here we do have index.ts, which we can open, and it has some examples which we don't really care about. And now I just hope that we installed everything in the right place. We did. Lucky. So we have shell.js here, we have types shell.js here. We do not have. We did install this guy in the wrong place, and we have to do it again. Yep. And now we should be able to do tsnode source index. I'm already in source, so I just need to write index.ts. Boom. There we go. So shell.js, we can run essentially arbitrary shell commands, which in a sense helps us. It's like, if you want to say it like that, you can write bash, but with TypeScript or JavaScript. So that helps a lot. What we can do now is we can, so first of all, let's give this an argument. Const videos equals, so this number maybe, and do we have another number? Maybe somebody can grab me another number from whichever stream you like. The important part is it has some chat messages. If you don't come up with anything, we can just pick the video that was published like 10 minutes ago, because I stopped the stream once and Twitch automatically uploaded those first 10 to 20 minutes. And there are already chat messages in there. So I need your help there. What we can definitely do is this, and we do, let's take the one from 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I leave it to you. Which one? Whichever video you throw at me, I will put the number in here, and then we use that. So I'm not quite sure. Is this asynchronous? It's probably synchronous. So we can do videos dot for each video. Actually, it's just the video ID, right? Yeah, but that's fine. And we can put in the ID here just to see whether it's asynchronous or synchronous. Let's just log a message, finished with video, comma. It's not. Yeah, it's synchronous. Great. And it was very fast this time. I doubt that it does caching. Cool. So that works. And what we can do next, yeah, essentially we already have our list. We can write this to a directory like file, by just doing this. So double arrow, you can try this in your shell. Let me clear this for a second. If you, for example, use echo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you do one arrow key into file dot text, then what it does is, well, it just, so echo just prints it to stand it out, and this here pipes the output into file.txs. Perfect. Thank you for the ID, like so. So it's the other end. Because you pasted the link, I do know that it's not a strange video. I mean, it is a strange video, but it's not a bad video in the sense of any awkwardness, which is a relief. Let's see. So maybe anybody, it's Blitz part 2. Great. Anybody can tell me what's the difference between one arrow and the same command with 2 arrows? Why is it not there anymore? Like if I do this. Question to the chat. In the meantime, I drink some tea. Is 2 of them like shift? Let's see. Shift, you mean bit shifting? So you have this input and you would shift, then it removes the first one, right? And adds it to a variable. In a sense, the single one is like it. So single writes to the file, but overwrites it completely. While double appends. So this one, if we run this one a double arrow 10 times, we will now have like 7 or 8 times the string in here. Why is there an empty line? That's because echo does automatically an empty line. So why is there a line break? That's because of echo. But if we do only a single time in now with 1 arrow, it completely overwrites the file. And yeah, everything is gone. So if you want to overwrite, use that one. If you don't want to overwrite, use the other one. In our case, we of course want to append, right? So we will use, not you. Scraper is done. We don't need that anymore. Yep. We do double arrow and we write it into, I don't know, output or chat log. All chat logs dot text, because essentially it's a text file. Like so. Now, so since we're on the topic of 1 arrow versus 2 arrows, there is a very, very useful tool, because if you do this, as you have seen, it does not print the output of echo. If you usually write echo, it prints it to the standard out. But these kind of operators they directly absorb standard out and pipe it into this part. There's a cool tool called T, at least on Ubuntu and Linux systems. And I love that it's called T for the obvious reason. And if you do that, it also prints to your output. So if you have a log file and you, for example, you do watch ps and do t processes.txt, then you also see the output at the same time. Okay, maybe watch does some special stuff, but usually that's very useful. Let's say you pull some logs from a Kubernetes pod or from a Docker container. You not only want it in your log file, but sometimes you also just want to see it immediately, what's actually happening in real time. So T comes into play there. For our purpose, we can use this one. Be aware, T also supports this single. So by default, it does single arrow, so it overrides. But there is man T. There is the append option, which is the equivalent to double greater or equal. This one. Okay, so if we do this now, ts node index ts. Yes. Thank you. It pipes everything into the file, which we called all chat logs. Code all chat logs. There we go. It also pipes, well, this annoying stuff, but that's acceptable, I think. Actually, it's even useful for us because we see what the command was and the ID. And somewhere down here, we see that it ran again. And it did, yeah, it did what we expected it to be. Marathon oil. I'm still wondering how that got into the question bank from last time. Okay, so that works. And now we can read the text file and then do some data transformation on top of that. So for reading text file, we probably use fs, file system, I think. And there is a stringified version in Node. I think what we do have to do is npm install it type /node, if I'm not mistaken. TypeScript fs promises. So we do want to use promises here, having to avoid any callback healths. We can use write file sync, right? So we don't need to use await at all. What I do want is, can I just do fs dot? No, it does not find it. Exactly. And I think we fix it by npm I type nodes. So fs is a part of the standard library from fs /promises node fs. One of these. You? Maybe? Hopefully? fs dot. We can use sync. I don't need. Read file sync. Read file sync. So by default, it uses. Does it use streaming or asynchronous at least? I think it uses streaming. For for our simple purpose, so if we really want to do scraping, it probably makes sense to do streaming because it's very, very fast. But for our naive purposes, we can just use the sync version, so everything happens one after another. The bad part is we have to wait for this one to finish and then for this one to finish. Of course, it needs to be outside. Like so. Now, what does it take? It takes a path, and what we want, what's it called? Dear name. There's a better way, right? With path. Node.js path dear name. So I want a relative directory. The simple thing would be just to do all minus chat logs.txt, but I think that then depends on where we run it from, but it depends on where we run the command from anyway. So if we run it here from source, let me just remove that one. So you see that I'm here in source, but it puts the file into the place from where I run the command, which is what we want, not what we want. I don't know. I think it's acceptable. Yeah, I think for now it's acceptable. Except you say, no, don't do that for some reason. So constant all logs equals this. Then this is now a buffer. We need to make it into what? All logs dot string entries. Does this work? Number. Let's see. Node. So ID is welcome. So it does currently return a buffer, I think. Although it has 2 overrides, but those overrides don't really apply. Here. Well, what I want is actually just a string. What do I want? Ideally, we have a line by line, right? Node.js read file line by line. Thank you. Stack abuse. This is not Stack Overflow, I think. Okay. So this one does lazy stuff, process line by line. Yeah, read line is definitely an option. They definitely are very easy to use. This looks good. Okay, and it's in the official docs. So let's use that most likely. So we install readline, or is readline something of the also in the standard library? I don't know. Import statement, readline, and what do we import? It's just called readline. My bad. And now we can do read line. Okay, here what do? They do create a node stream, which can be hard to work with. But in this case, we have read line, which helps us working with it. Event base is also possible, but let's not do that. And this also does event based. So, oh, where did it jump? Here, okay. Let's just take this one. So, copy this. And this is also an interesting thing to see. I haven't seen it, to be honest. I definitely haven't used it. So you can use a wait in a for loop. Cool. So we can replace this one. And so what does it do now? It creates some interface. So this is essentially just preparing readline to read the file stream. Streams are interesting, kind of the topic for a whole probably series of episodes. They are very, very powerful, but they can be very confusing to work with. I did have a very cool source back in the day, but yeah, this looks okay-ish. If you are interested in an introduction to read streams, to Node streams, Node.js streams. They are very, 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 very fast, and one of the most powerful things. Kind of a baby version is I forgot the name. Observables. RxJS. Thank you. This is kind of one of the libraries. I'm not 100% sure whether they actually use node streams or whether they completely have rewritten everything. But the idea is that everything is just flowing. The data is just flowing all the time. And you now attach to specific events, you attach operations. RxJS, at least the last time I looked at it, they had very, very nice pictures, but apparently not anymore. Because why would you ever want to use pictures to explain difficult stuff? Yeah. Well, can't be helped. So this is just getting back to our stuff. We do have the read stream of, so the byte stream essentially. We do prepare readline, this library, and then we can iterate over it, which is nice. So what do we do with it? We can maybe let's make it ugly first. Put it inside of here. I do want to move the videos out though. We call this one main, and we execute main here. Execute. And now we can do stuff with each line. Maybe let's just log it for the time being. Line, comma, line. So here's node, source/index.ts. Go. There. So as we see, it does what we wanted it to do. And now we can get into some filtering and stuff. So for example, let's pick this. We need to extract which part? Const extract message. What do we actually want to do? So we can do two things. In the sense of just getting the HTTPS stuff, we can probably just do a word, what's it called, a regex, to grab the one word which has HTTPS : // in it. If we want to do more fun stuff, then we could probably just first of all parse this message. I mean, it has nice identifiers, and then do more stuff with it. What do you guys want to do? Get over with it quickly, or pass the message? Pass the whole line. Parse the line, please. Yep, let's go the hard way. We do get a line here, which is a string. And then what we want to return is essentially an object which has a date, which is data object, a username, which is a string. This has to be so, and a message, which is a string again. Why does it error? Because it does not return it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we can return, first of all, date, new date, comma, username, test, and message, main message. T is great. Yep. So what we would do is we do parse line of line, and then we have const. This is essentially one message, right? In a sense it is. In a sense it is. So what do we want to do with this now? We want to grab the part until the first. Any good ideas how to parse this? Ideas are very, very welcome. What's the easiest way to do this? Maybe let's Google parse line JavaScript. We can do a split and count. I mean, we definitely know. Do we? Yeah. Split alongside what? We can do the first. It's kind of, well, it works. Whatever works. We have one good thing is that this part is kind of set, except someone has a strange username which has any of these characters inside. Then we get into trouble. But I'm not sure whether that's actually allowed from a... It isn't a display name though. So probably spaces are definitely... I think spaces are possible within here. Because it's the display name most likely instead of the actual username. Yeah, regex is one possibility. We do have to escape a lot. Dot star. So this does match. And now how do I get it? Let's see. We want message dot, my bad. We are up here. First of all, we want to throw away all the lines that are not of this format. If line dot match, if not line dot matches this format here. So which is, it starts with something like that. It has a number. What is number? Number. By the way, this is a great resource again. So what I, maybe to get you on the side of what I'm trying to do, let's get back here. Get the Twitch chat log of a list of videos. We have done this. Nice. Good job. We have a check mark there. Get all links. And for this, we can split this further down. Read the we do have an array of all chat logs. Read in the file, then filter out all log lines that are not chat messages. Because that's the wrong one. Because, for example, this here, done in 0.76 seconds, is inside of there, or this yarn run version something, or dollar, the actual command that we ran, all of this is part of it. And we don't want that. We only want the output. So what I want to do is match it to have this part. So it is a digit. You can do \d and then /, which does not match for whatever reason. I want to match this. Why does it not match? Ah, because it has to be 2. There's a better way to do this, right? Exactly 3 of A. So it's probably so. So we have 2 digits. Then we have backslash. Let's see, what date is this? So it does a 0. So it does a 0 for the month, but it does not do a, possibly not do a 0 for the. Okay, I think this should be all right. So if it matches this regex, then skip. Continue. Let's extract that because it's very unreadable. If is a chat log, if is not a chat log, then continue. Otherwise pass the message. Okay. And then we get into this stuff. Okay. I think, man, I think that splitting is not the worst. We can do something like this, right? Const state is equal to line dot split, and I want to split it at, let's have the example here right in front of us, and I want to split it at this character, which means I get once this part and once this with the space, this part. And we can be very sure that the left part definitely does not have another parenthesis, closing parenthesis in it. So what we can do is dot we also want to get rid of the first of this character. Dot place. That a thing? Replace doesn't exist, huh? Oh, it is. It does exist. We can replace this character with just nothingness, which then becomes this. So we have all of this. And then we do a new date, because JavaScript probably can handle it. We have to pick the first one. Man, it's ugly. Let's see. I think we do have tests here. So we can do something like parse line dot spec.ts, hopefully. Oops. Let's export this. And we get closer and closer and closer, hopefully. Or should we even Should we split this up even further? Probably we should. Let's start simple. Just with parse line. Parse the date. Yeah, splice would have worked as well to get rid of the first one. But I always forget whether it's including stuff or excluding, or whether it's in place or not in place, and so I feel more comfortable with replace. I hope I am more comfortable with replace. Could move date splitting to a new function. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. We can do that in a minute, I think. So let's have our const string or message chat log equals this. This, and then we pass the chat log, and we want to import it. Yes, and it does a strange import because it's an export from index. And don't we have tests installed? We have just installed. Because it's in dependencies and not in the dev dependencies, maybe. Whatever. Well. So const date or result equals this. Expect the expect result. Hi, good notches. Welcome in the stream. We're doing some in some sense data mining by grabbing data from Twitch streams or from past videos, let's say, all the chat logs with the help of the library. Where is it? With the help of the library Twitch chat log, which is CLI 2, and then we want to extract some data. What I really want to do is actually just have a list of all the HTTPS links or HTTP, so I can put them into the stream notes at the end of the stream more easily. But the good thing is we can, and Mrs. Grace forced me into writing it more like a data mining tool, because we get these kind of messages, which is always the time at which the message was sent, then the username, and then the actual message. And we want to split this up into date, the username, as well as the message. And then we can feed it into other stuff like deep learning stuff. For example, where is it? I forgot. One cool JS library for very fast things is ML5JS. Where's my? ML5, which allows us to very easily do, for example, image classification, but they also do other stuff like how happy is the chat, or I'm not 100% sure, but maybe we can even determine a topic of the stream by just reading through the messages. That would be pretty cool. Currently, we're doing parsing, which is No, I don't have any trained models. In fact, I don't know too much about it, but this library comes, I think it has already a trained model inside, trained on IMDb, so video and movie reviews, and it gives you feedback on that. But let's do some parsing first. We do want to get this one, and we have a workable solution. For some reason, however, my types for jest don't want to work. Jest is there. Div dependencies. Hey! Welcome to our tea time. And yeah, I just set that up today. The welcome. So I'm very happy to see that it actually works. Yeah, happy to have you. Let's move this here and hope that Unity installs type definition for test runner. I have installed them. But did we do an npm install already? Did I completely forgot about that? I don't know why, but my jest is not working. That sucks. It's called def dependencies, right? Duplicate object key. There it is. Oh, my bad. I was looking for that. So this and npm install again. Come on, this time. You're trolling me. You mean about the setting up the what's it called? The alarms for following? No, I did set it up like 3 hours ago. Finally. I was always wondering how it worked. Okay. For some reason the integration for jest does not work. Oh man. To equal to be jest cheat sheet. Man, I'm so lost. When my auto-completion is not working, I'm completely lost. To equal, and what do we want? We want date, and it should be something like new date of 2021 0407 T. It does not have a time zone, which is fine, I guess. 18:10:16 Z. Maybe we'll get into time zone issues now. And then some more stuff. Do we have a command for? Yeah. Test. No, my tests don't work. I cannot find it. I do have it installed. Any ideas? And then do we not have jest installed? Damn it. No. Damn it. Jest. I minus D jest. But that makes sense. If jest is not in start, we ship with React scripts, which has, if I remember correctly, it has jest installed by default. It ships with jest. A jest call. That's odd. Come on. Why jest? Yeah. Why jest parse line? Okay, so the part that we wanted to see was this, and it looks correct. Cool. So our date parsing works. We can now move on to the other things, which is message, and the message should be sound is a bit low for me. We should change this into something more positive. And the username should be hkastovich, one who's also with us here. VS Code is still complaining. But let him complain as long as it works. Well, okay, let's add. We want this and this. Now comes the fun part. So we have our beautiful parsing of dates here. We want next the username, which is, let's see. So we can split our line again in two places, right? First we split it on this character, which means we get a split right here. It's very primitive, but it works. And then we take the second part of it, which is all of this. And if somebody puts this symbol in here, it will be kind of split into three parts, but that's fine. Because all we need is we can split it again on this character. And this time we take the first part. So this will, we now took this part and then we split it here and we have this, right? And then we can throw this part away. Can run this again. Throwing errors, but that's okay. And it still says test. Did I make a mistake here? No. I do have it here. Does this work? No. Oh, the TypeScript starter that I used, apparently the tests don't really work. Also did not include jest. Why did it not include jest? Install -d jest. Should show up here. So what's going wrong now? This is the username. This is that part. Let's parse again. And this time it looks good. Great. This worked. And here we have to... okay. This is a time zone issue now. Because I'm in TST, which is UTC plus 2 time zone. But we can fix it by doing TZ equals UTC, I think. And this should do the date. Yeah, it did. Let's quickly change this up here in jest TZ equals UTC. Jest parse line. So. And now we can fish for the message, which we can pretty much use this one here again, right? Or, yeah. How about that? Const message equals line.split, and we take the right part. But in this case, we take, this part of the message. So we take all of, this, because the left part is deterministic. And as of here, it's not non-deterministic. But if we do this, we should get all of the right part, except we could split by username. That's true as well. Kind of like this. And then, my bad. Like so. Then we, yeah, it's definitely more readable. I like it. I like that it's more readable. So we have all of the right part, and we can also include this space, and we get all of the right part. But we actually not only want one, we want 1, 2, 3, 4. So in Python, I would do something like this. In JavaScript, we have to exclude the first one. Or do you guys come up with another method? So what we want to do is we want to throw out the first array element, which is essentially this. Because if somebody writes this, which is, okay, it is very unlikely that somebody does this, right? Do you want to? So we can probably do this, and most of the time we will be all right. Which is maybe your idea, H. Kostovich. If somebody actually writes it and you want to bother me and do this, then we will not get everything. Let's go the whole way. I mean, we are going the hard way anyway, so let's really go the hard way. Then we do. Can we just remove the first entry? Pop. Remove the last. I want the first. Pop first. You can do reverse. Reverse dot pop dot reverse. We do have to save the array though. Const split. So this is meta and messages. Shift. Ooh, nice. Method. Yeah, thanks for the link. reverse pop. It works. And it's not the most uglier solution. I would probably consider splice a worse solution. The shift method removes the first element and returns the removed element. So we can use that, but we still have to, it's in place, right? So it's in place, so we work on the array. We first have to save the array, meta and messages, and then we can shift it, which removes the first element. And then we can put it together again, because now it's really just a message. I think, I hope. Like so. That's right. T is great. Did I replace it? Yeah, I did. Why does it still show this? Heh. I'm not even running this command anymore. Why does it? Heh. My test command is just parse line. So if I do npm run test, what did it just do? Ah, it wanted to run the actual code because we do we do include the main here. Oops. Somehow it does not update stuff. Or we could change slice one. You mean instead of the shift? I like the shift. Yeah, thanks for that one. So, what do we have here? So I do want to run this. Why does it? Let's maybe move this into another place. We do have this lit directory by default. Let's remove all of that. But they use test. Okay, maybe that's the issue. Oops. Parser parse line.ts. So export it. We can move this one over to here. No, I don't want to update /parse line. Test. Test also doesn't work. Why? And why is it running something than from before? Yes, parse line. Oh, because it's building. We actually don't want to build stuff. We do not want to emit. No emit true. Apparently no emit is true. Why? But it has the... Then what does the build directive do? Away you go. Now it probably doesn't work anymore. Oh man, but it looked good. It worked. Unshift. Adds one or more elements to the beginning. That Do we need that now? Why? Ah, just as a FYI. Cool. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Getting to know more of the standard library is always a good thing. Let me just switch on the lights because it's getting dark in here. Okay. I think we have our message parsed, except for the fact that, well, it might be shifted by an hour or two due to how due to me living in Central Europe, but that's fine. I can live with that. Now it actually gets parsed, which is good. What do we want to do next with it? We have our notes here, or to-dos. That's the wrong one. Here we go. So we filter out all log messages or log lines that are not chat messages. That we did already a long time ago, and then we parse each line into username, date, and the message. And we did that. And now grab all links from messages. And then we write them to a file, and then we're done from that perspective. Coolio. And close that one. Need to work on the jest and TypeScript setup. Something is out there. So this works. This is the message object, which is a log essentially, log entry. And now what do we want to do? Let's see. We want to grab all links from any messages. So what we can do is we do a const links here, which is an empty array, and it is a string array. And now we have to do more parsing for the HTTP stuff, right? So const link equals grab link of log.message. Right. Let's put that into the library as well. Yeah, whatever. Grab link.ts. Export const like this, and it gets a message, which is a string. And awesome. Actually, it's just any text. And inside of there, it could be multiple links, right? So text.match. What can it return? It can return a string array, or it can return nothing at all. An empty array. That's fine. So if it matches https :/ if it matches an HTTPS or an HTTP website. Let's see. If it does not do that, then we definitely know we can return an empty array. In the other case, we definitely know there is one. And see how do we can do more. More splitting. There's gotta be a better way to do that. Grab link JS link in text. Tag URLs. Da, 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 da. There's gotta be a better way. Get URLs. This looks nice. Can I actually do this? Twitch.com. Ah, this also gets rendered as a link. But if I hover over it, it becomes https://twitch.com. We can try to use this one. URLs will be normalized, which is good. Yeah, let's just use this one. I don't want to go through all the stuff again. npm. Does it have TypeScript? Oh yeah, it ships with TypeScript. npm install. So we have that one, and now we can require it and then do stuff with it. So actually, I don't even need to have this file, right? All we do is to get URLs links in message, get URLs from here, import statement from there, and it's called get URLs. And that's it. What options does it have? Anything useful? Force HTTP, force HTTPS. That's fine by me. Exclude stuff. Normalize protocol, which is a default true. Remove directory index and a single slash. Strip hashes, strip www. No, I think we are fine like we are here. And then we can do links dot append concat push dot 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 like this. And finally, we can first of all console.log all the links just to see whether it works now. So far, tsnode source / index. It does stuff, but I don't really know what. That's a lot of links. Ah, I think I know why. Because, so what we see is it includes the same link multiple times. And that's because we append and we append and we append. And each time we ran this, it appended more stuff to this list. And by now we already have around 1,000 lines, even though it's actually just 20. So let me just flush this and clear for once. And do this again. Still surprisingly slow, even though it's just such a small number. But there it is. We did it. So far it seems to work. Apparently I posted ngrok twice. Why is everything doubled? Stuff is doubled in here. Or is it? Or maybe it's, yeah, it is doubled. Why is it doubled? Is this doubled? No, the logs are not doubled. But apparently, oh yes, here, this guy is doubled. Why? Or we just used the same links apparently. Which is, yeah, no, we just used the same links, I think. And we're actually fine. Why do we actually, yeah, okay, no, I think we're fine. So I can delete this guy. Away, away. And ignore this one. And now we can go to notes. Bum, bum. Not this. The other notes. Episode 4. I think this is actually episode 5. Well, anyway. We can grab all the links from messages and we put them into an array. And now we want to write them into a file, which shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. So fs.writeFile synchronous, and we call it all chats links.text, and then we put in the data, const file data equals, which is the links, but we want to join them all together with an line break. Like so. Because it's synchronous, we don't have to wait. And now we need to move to Go or assembly to speed it up. Yeah, I'm looking forward. At some point, I want to look into Rust, which is apparently also built for speed and very close to the system, but not because does it have garbage collection? No, it doesn't have garbage collection by default, I think. But still, type safety completely, and so on. So that's something I want to look into at some point. But not in the near future, to be honest. So it did something. Do we have it somewhere here? Yeah, there it is. Code all chats minus links dot text. Baz. Yeah, we did append again. So maybe we should flush the file at the very beginning. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? Let's flush the file at the very beginning. Shell.remove, if it exists, all, let's give it a file name, const temp chat logs equals this guy. Yeah, we can now do some cleanup. We do want to remove this, and hopefully it doesn't fail if it's not existing. And ideally we also do some cleanup at the end, like so, and then we do console.log worked links written to output file name. So const output file name equals this, and we here replace quotes with this guy. I think VS Code actually can do that by now, but sometimes it doesn't, so I'm still using bracketeer to change the quotes into template literal string quotes. Other than that, we need this guy here to be temp chat logs, and we need to read from temp chat logs. Save and temp all chat logs. That'll need to be written in capitals. And success. Let's see. So currently we do have both files. This is the output file and this is the other one. I think we will fail at right here because the file already exists, which is, I think, acceptable. I mean, it shouldn't just destroy everything if it's, or just overwrite. Okay. Or does it depend? I'm curious. So it definitely did remove our temporary file, which is cool. Now we can look at this guy, and it's only, I think it overrides. Let's see. If I do dub in here, and I run this again, no such file. So we get a log, but that's fine. And it overrides, yeah. So it's, with 2 hours into the stream, I think we've pretty much finished, right? We can make things even nicer now, but I think we're pretty much finished. Write file to a link, links to a file. Clean up the mess, the file, temp files. We did that as well. We did get all the links, which means we are actually finished. Good job, team. Phew. High five. Imagine an internet high five here. I should have something like this. To, I don't know, display something, one of these memes. Where's my internet high five? Internet high five. Something like this. Virtual high five. Yeah, so we can do that. I can do that for the next stream. And then we have a high five. Cool, but we've done it. And we've actually done it perfectly on time. Thanks everybody for joining and also for the new follow. Actually, we have a lot of new people here. Commander Root said good. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. We're kind of at the end now. What we did is connect to well, we grabbed all the chats from uploaded videos on Twitch, so we can simply by providing more video IDs inside of this array, we grab all those data, all the chat logs, write them to a file first, because, well, the library that we used was actually a CLI tool. We learned to use shell.js, which helps us to work with the file system and as well as just do bash stuff essentially, and it's actually cross-platform, pretty cool. We did some file system stuff like reading a stream and reading line by line from a file. We did write to a file at the very end, and we grabbed all the links from the messages. We also, just for the loads, because it's kind of, we call it data mining after all, we actually parsed everything into a message format. So where's our the interface? Looks like this. Let's close it. So we have the date when the message was sent. We have the username and we have the actual message. We could do other stuff now with it, having the list of all messages and usernames and dates, like how active is the user, how positive is his language with the help of machine learning, and stuff. If you're interested in that, join us next time, again on Wednesday, 18 to 2021-ish. Hopefully I have a microphone by then and audio quality is improved again. I will make sure to make an audio check next time again. And yeah, I think that's it for this time. Thanks a lot for joining with TypeScript tea time, and have a nice hot beverage. See you next time. Leave a follow if you liked it. Bye bye.